So this leads me to the fact that yes, I was able to hatch chicks out of refrigerated chicken eggs. For some reason I love starting like this. Like it's like cool. It's like a little start, I know. But oh wow, you so pretty. You are so pretty. Look at that. How beautiful. So beautiful. So as you can tell, we hatched the chickens. But at what cost? So we started with 12 eggs that we gathered from our silky hen, and we borrowed a rooster from our friends, the Rutherfords. Right, it is that time. We're gonna put our refrigerated eggs in the incubator. Okay, so the cool thing about this Cabonics incubator is this little tray. So when you take it out, you can actually remove this tray. It's easy to clean. In here is where water goes. You pour the water in here outside of this so that you can keep it moist inside. But also, when it comes down to, it has a timer, a self-timer in it. When it comes down to the last 3 days, this actually stops spinning. So that way it's not to hurt the chicks. So now we're gonna put the eggs in each slot.
Is.
We will see. So now we'll put the top on.
I'm doing something.
Oh, you're counting?
I want to start.
Okay, start with that one, yeah.
It's 12.
12, good job. Alright, so yeah, I know, but you counted that same one again. We gathered the eggs right after we had already gathered 5 fertilized eggs that we were hatching for a friend of ours. So I figured, hey, these are going to be fertilized, so we're going to try and experiment. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. Yes, I'm videoing on Christmas Day because today is actually day 7 for our eggs that were refrigerated and have been put in the incubator. So now they've been in the incubator for 7 days, and it's time to candle them to see what kind of progress we have. Okay, so the first candling, there was probably only 4 or 5. Like the 5th one was kind of iffy, that I could definitely tell there was growth. Some of the other ones I put an X on, we'll see. I think them being refrigerated definitely either maybe hindered them being able to grow, or maybe it might take a little bit longer because they had to warm up first. I'm not sure. So we're going to keep going. This is just day 7, so we'll candle them again in about another week, and then we'll just let them rest. In 2 weeks, I feel like we should have a pretty significant idea of what's growing, if they're growing. Day 14 for the eggs. This will be the last candling, just to see if they have growth. If they have growth, then we will not touch them for the rest of the time. If they do not have growth, we will extract them and get rid of them and keep the ones in there that have growth. So were the 8 that aren't growing, were they even fertilized? Or did the fact of us putting them in the refrigerator do something? I'm gonna crack open the 8 because I want to know if they were even fertilized. And if they weren't, then that obviously can have make a difference if they grow or not. So It doesn't look like it was fertilized. I don't see any kind of
They're probably too hot
dot.
to tell.
No, you would still see it.
Without, like,
You would still see a dot or something, right?
there's more.
That one looks like it might have had a little sperm in there.
Mm.
That one doesn't look like anything. So I cracked open 4 of the 8, and from what I can tell, that doesn't look like they were fertilized. So that, like I said, that's just for what I can tell. I don't know, but it really doesn't look like they're fertilized. So very much so, they might not have been fertilized. So we'll just keep on with the 4 we have. They might have been like the first 4 that I gathered right after the 5th one, and so they might just not have been fertilized any of the other ones. So, but we'll keep on with the 4, and we'll just see what happens. Well, after we did that, I candled them again, closer to about 3 days left. So we had 4 eggs that looked like they were doing something. Well, after it was getting closer to 3 days left until hatch, I was wanting to see if there was any kind of movement. So Chastity and I, candled the last 4. Well, 2 of them you can see movement. 2, you can see that it started to grow but never fully grew.
Got back. Yeah. Yeah, you did, Mom. Can you even have an egg in the square?
So this leads me to the fact that yes, I was able to hatch chicks out of refrigerated chicken eggs, but the cost of doing that was, I don't know if the 8 were not fertilized or if they just did nothing. From what I could tell, they weren't fertilized. So then that leaves us 4. Well, out of the 4 that were definitely fertilized, only 2 hatched. 2 did not fully develop. 2 did. So that's a 50. If we're only basing it off of that, off of those 4, it's a 50% chance. Okay. So we hatched 2 biddies. Well, we did everything that we do with our baby chicks. We got them food. We have them water. We gave apple cider vinegar in the water for electrolytes, and we put them in heat. You know, kept them warm. We lost 1, so we're left with 1 chick out of the 4, technically out of the 12. So though we were able to do it, it was not worth me trying to do it that way again. So if we do decide that we're going to do hatching eggs or hatch eggs, I will just get more roosters, maybe 2 or 3, or maybe not more roosters, but I'll make sure that we have more hens that are in laying and a rooster or 2 that will definitely make sure that the eggs are fertilized, and do them in batches. That to me seems to be the best way. Now when it comes to like the people who have went to the store and hatched eggs from a certain free range organic farm or something like that, you might have done it. I don't believe that you got 12 out of them. So that's just my opinion. That's my experience with it. I'm probably not going to refrigerate eggs and try to sell them and only get I'm not, because if you think about it, like what kind of, that's not a good business model to be like, hey, I've got these eggs, refrigerated them, they're going to be great for shipping, but out of the 12 you might only get 1. Then what, how would I wouldn't make any money, because I feel like shipping would cost more than that one bird that you might get out. Now, yes, you could get more birds. I mean, like I said, I did this one time, so it's not, I can't base this off of a full, like if I tried to do it 5 times and it was only successful, 3 times, things like that. So I'm not going to be worrying about it. I'm not going to try it. We're going to care for this little chick. Hey, it might be a rooster, and we might be able to use them. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll sex them and go from there. Even though I did sex my dad's chickens and thought they were hens, and then now they are both roosters. So I don't know. But appreciate you hanging out with us for this experiment. Enjoyed it. Look forward to doing some more cool stuff. So catch you in the next one.